UFC 246, Raquel Pennington just days out from your co-main event bout against Holly Holm, the rematch. How you feeling right now?
I'm excited. I just feel calm. I feel relaxed and just embracing fight week and hanging out.
All right, let's go back to that 2015 bout. It was Holly's UFC debut. You were early on at the time. Split decision, could have gone either way. What do you take from that experience now, almost 5 years later?
You know, everything is a learning point. It's a stepping stone. That's been one fight that has truly motivated me. It was a fight that there was so much hype going into it. And, I mean, you have this girl coming in who's well-known. She's a champion in multiple other places. So there was a lot of pressure. And then on top of that, you had the first ever female, headline. It was a main event, female fight, and then co-main event. So there was just a lot of things going into everything. But, like I said, everything's a learning point, and that was something that it really motivated me the second she got her hand raised, and it's kind of been my mission 5 years later.
From the standpoint of good or bad, when you look back on that fight, what did you do good? What would you have changed?
You know, I wouldn't have changed everything or anything. It was my second fight into the UFC, so still growing and whatnot, and I think that we all have our own journeys planned out for us, and mine may not be right to the point, but it's been a fun journey, and there's a lot of things that I learned from there, and there's a lot of things that I had the chance to grow on and whatnot, so here I am.
So for Holly Holm at 38, just coming off a title fight in which she was knocked out in the first round, do you feel like you're catching her at a good time?
You know, I don't care how old she is. I don't care what it is. She's a solid opponent. She's a solid athlete. She was a former champion, and it's a revenge that, for me, it's something that I want to go out there and revenge my loss. So that's my main focus, and I feel like I deserved that win the first time around, so I'm going to get it the second time around.
Who has changed and or evolved more from that first fight between you and Holly?
I feel like, me. I feel like I've definitely grown. I've experienced a lot, and I've just had the opportunity to truly mature throughout my fight career.
You went to the title level. You fought Amanda Nunes. You came up empty. What type of mental rebuilding process goes through after that to try to reload and begin that chase back up the title ladder?
You know, there's a lot that went into that. There's a lot that I was on a winning streak. The fight with Holly kind of motivated me. I went on to a 4-fight winning streak, and then I had to go into an 18-month layoff. I had major surgeries. That totally changed my world. I thought it was going to be a totally different comeback. I thought throughout surgeries I would be able to perform differently in the gym and kind of just stay active in different ways. But I turned into a little couch potato. And, you know, it just took a huge toll on me. So coming back and then having to go into such a high-profile fight right away, that was something hard to do. And then I ended up breaking my leg. So it was just one thing after another, just beating on my soul. And I rushed myself to get back out there. And then on top of that, I had to go back into the world title fight. Was nowhere near ready for it, just physically. My leg was nowhere near ready, and we all saw it. Amanda caught me within the first round, right in my leg. And after that, I turned into a defensive fighter and basically took an ass whooping. But that was something that really worked for me because it showed me what I really needed to do for myself, where I really needed to reset. And I've had that opportunity, and so now I feel like myself again.
You know, all credit to Amanda. She's the greatest of all time, but she's kind of running out of opponents. What do you think a victory over Holly Holm, where would it place you in terms of getting back in line for a title shot?
I think this victory is going to set me right back up there, and I feel like I truly deserve that shot, and I definitely want another run at it.
Now, given that you're friendly with Amanda outside the cage, is it hard to get as wired up for revenge?
You know, I've always been an athlete my whole life, so it's a competition at the end of the day. Me and Amanda, we met years ago, and we developed our friendship and stuff, but at the end of the day, she has what I want, and so there's a difference. You got to separate it. It's kind of the same thing, you know. When I fought Miesha Tate, she was my coach on The Ultimate Fighter, and then we developed friendship. I helped her train for her second fight against Ronda Rousey, and then all of a sudden she became my opponent. So that's the sport. It throws a lot of curveballs at you, and that's the emotional part, and you have to learn how to compartmentalize certain things and work with it.
All right, in closing, you mentioned the Miesha Tate fight. You sent a legend to retirement, a former champion. Could the same thing happen on Saturday night?
That's my game plan. We'll see what happens.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.